Welcome to the Cast and Chill podcast, the only podcast to be interrupted by an ice cream truck during quarantine.
Damn, all right.
I'm your host, Sam.
And I'm Diego. And right before we started recording, the ice cream truck decided to pass by my house, and so we had to delay it by like 30 seconds. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not mad that we got delayed. I'm mad that there's an ice cream truck out during quarantine.
It sounded like it stopped too, because it was there for a second. Unless like it just did a weird turn or something. But
come on, people! Like,
dude, you gotta make money somehow.
I understand that, but like the people who are ignoring social distancing are the they're the reason that we're gonna have to be in quarantine longer.
Might as well just talk this like while we're already here. So yeah, we're still in quarantine. How you've been during these? It's been a month, I think, since the last one, which is kind of on track with what we said we would be doing at least once a month. So
we intended to record, I think, about 2 weeks ago, but I just didn't happen. I don't think there was a reason. I think it just didn't happen.
I think that most times that we intend to record there is not a reason. It just doesn't happen.
It just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
One of us forgets, and then by the time the other person remembers, it's like an hour after we were supposed to, or it's like
it's already really late. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but here we are.
Yep, we're here now. We're recording this on a Saturday night. It's lit.
I went out for the first time, the one and only time that I've gone out since this entire quarantine happened, and it was a couple weeks ago at this point. But it was to go get Whataburger for my family because they wanted it. Yeah, I know, right? Of all things,
I can't even hate. I had to eat food that we didn't cook. I needed like fast food.
No, dude.
So
and it's so stupid too because like I've been because we're quarantined and we're not really doing anything. I mean, at least I know people like have dogs and they go walk their dog or whatever. And like, admittedly, it wouldn't be too hard for me to go walk in, like because there's a trail right behind my house. But like, I don't know, I just don't really want to risk it. So I'm like, well, I'm just gonna be in my house all day. I might as well, at least try to be somewhat healthy. And so I went all the way and I bought it, but I didn't get anything for myself. And then I came back and my mom was like, well, the only reason why I said Whataburger is because you like it. And I was like, I'm sorry. But yeah, that was a couple weeks ago.
What do you mean you don't want to risk it? You're walking your dog.
No, I don't have a dog. I don't have a dog. I'm saying people have dogs and they'll go walk, or sometimes people just go walking or whatever. And I'm saying if I wanted to, I could go walking like over there, but I just don't want to risk it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, so that's the only time that I've been out, and then I actually that must have been like in early to mid April, and then I didn't turn on my car for like 3 weeks after that.
Oh, you can't do that.
Yeah, no, I know. And then I was like, I kept delaying it though because I would remember and I'd be like, okay, I'll do it in a bit, and then it would be too late, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna go. It's like everyone's asleep. Like, what am I? And then it just kept going, and I was like, dude, it's been 3 weeks. Like, I gotta go. And so I just went and I drove it around the neighborhood and then came back and that was it. So thankfully everything was okay.
Good.
Yeah. That's been my quarantine.
Oh, pardon me. Yeah, I mean I've just been working and I've been doing my full-time job work and working on some like personal projects. I recently went through and fixed all the typos on my website. So that's
was there a lot?
Yes.
Damn. All right.
I don't have more to say about that. It's just like, I mean, there was a surprising amount, more than I thought, but it wasn't a whole lot. So
okay.
And and the thing is, like, people, a lot of people will say it's not that hard to spell check it when you're making a website. Well, yeah, sure, it's easy to spell check if you're building your website in like WordPress where everything's done for you. But I built mine from scratch. I had to write every line of code myself.
There wasn't any typos there?
Nope. Well, I mean, if there's a typo, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So
you've been working on your website and just and doing work and stuff
just
like
other projects, like this one called the Stream Pie, which is a cool project.
You would talk about that for a while. Didn't you talk about that? Like, didn't you like quote unquote announce it like on the podcast?
Kinda, yeah. I mean, we're reworking the whole thing from the ground up because the person I was working with made it themselves, and I couldn't help people when they had problems. And I explained that was a huge problem, and that he would ask me to work on it, and then he would just go work on it himself, and then I would have to learn about his new system. But we're communicating now. We meet once a week, to talk about it, to talk about stuff.
That's cool.
So this time around, it's gonna go much smoother.
All right. Yeah, no, that was.
We've
that
also
was
got a PR person now,
Oh,
which is
damn.
cool. Yeah,
It's all
working
official.
PR for us. Yeah.
When can I intern?
We actually need to talk to. I need to talk to somebody about
Paid internship,
server.
of course.
Yeah, no. You know, most businesses don't turn a profit in their first year. I think is like the statistic.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think right now I think Snapchat is still technically not a profitable business.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they still independent?
I mean, I know that they'll do a lot of advertising, but I think independent of that, I don't think that they're making money. I don't know if that's true. I remember hearing that in a video.
It's probably the type of thing that you heard like so long ago, but like you still like that you still think that
it was 2020. I heard this.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
No, because like sometimes there'll be one of those things where you hear like a bit of information that was like 10 years ago, blah blah blah, but then like you heard that information like 10 years ago already, so like it's kind of. Yeah.
And I noticed it's not a bad thing to not be. Well, okay,
It is a
it's
bad
not,
thing.
It is a bad thing, but it's not like it doesn't mean the end of the world for your company if you're not profit. If you're not constantly profitable, I think like
I don't know what this is.
Tesla was in the red like 2 years ago. They were like huge in the red. Like they're like I had to do a project where I looked at their market share value and it was low. They like their market share value and they're evaluating their income versus their reported income versus reported expenditures. It was all in red. So, but
Damn.
I mean, also they have Elon's got a kid now.
Oh yeah, we should talk
With a
about that.
stupid name.
Okay, real quick before we get that, I'm looking at the Snapchat Wikipedia page, and I don't know what this is, but there's apparently this thing called an Alexa rank. And sorry if anyone is watching this on their TV and just activated their thing. But American Web Traffic Analysis thing, and it says that it's up. I mean, it's in the green, so but I don't know if that has anything to do with profit. So
yeah, I mean, I'd have to check my source on that.
Don't take our word for it. Then again, everything that we
say
say is fact.
Yeah, just in general, unless we're 100% sure about something, just take everything we say with a grain of salt.
And even then,
I think this,
even when we are 100% sure.
Yeah. So actually, so really quick to bring it back a little bit, the PR person, their profile picture on Discord is the exact same as like the Cast and Chill stuff.
Oh yeah, you asked me about that. Sam asked me like, hey, like where did you find the Cast and Chill like picture from, by the way? And I'm like, oh, just Google or whatever. Which was probably not a good idea, by the way.
Diego had led me to believe that he because he said, yeah, I made all this stuff for the podcast.
Well, I never said that I made the image outright.
Well,
okay.
Yeah, but
if I had made that, that's honestly very impressive. If this podcast ever gets big and like the person who originally made that image finds it,
we could be issued a cease and desist.
I don't think that's how that works. YouTube, we're not making any money.
You don't have to be making money to be issued a cease and desist.
Okay.
If it's someone's copyrighted work and we're using it, then
what? But like we use like characters that are copyrighted in like all our thumbnails. How does that work?
I guess that's a good point. But I mean, like, well, I mean, if that becomes an issue, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Eventually, this podcast has got like 17 subscribers on it. We don't need to worry about that.
But at least people, at least that small group of people keep coming back.
Honestly, it always gets more views than we have subscribers, which is funny. And
Which
that's
is fine,
not even
honestly,
that's
yeah.
not even counting. I mean, that's to be expected, first of all. But second of all, that's not even counting like listens on other devices and stuff like that. But I was gonna say, I do remember you bringing up that StreamPie thing a while ago, and I was like, man, how long have we been doing this podcast for? And it's in 2 months, it'll have been a year.
Wow,
So,
we
yeah.
should definitely do an episode on the 1 year anniversary, and we should probably pre-record it just to be safe.
June 22nd is when the first one went up, but we
Okay,
recorded it
wow.
June 17. So
Okay, yeah, we'll record it on the set. What's the 17th? What day is that?
doesn't
that's
make
a
a difference
Wednesday.
to me.
Ooh.
Well, we don't have to record it on the day. We could just release it on.
Oh yeah, let's release it on the Sunday.
Yeah.
Or Saturday or whatever.
We just recorded sometime over the weekend, and then it would come out on the Monday because that's the 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll worry about that in a while.
Yeah,
That comes up.
we got a month.
But anyway, okay, so we were gonna talk about Elon's kid. What is the kid's name again?
You know what's weird about that name is every other name I look at, I can hear something in my head. I look at that name, I have no idea. No sound, no like.
Okay, here it is. It's the letter X, and then it's the symbol that has the A and the E connected, and then A dash 12.
Like A.
No, didn't he say that it was Ash? I remember him saying that it was Ash.
Is that how you pronounce the kid's name? Ash?
Well, X Ash A12.
Oh my god.
I don't know if that's how you pronounce it.
I hate that. It's not charming, it's not funny, it's not cute, it's just stupid. I'm sorry. It's just dumb.
Damn. Oh wait, here we go. How to pronounce Okay, let's see. Do they have I just want an audio recording of how to say it. Let's see.
Okay.
This is a minute long. I'm not going to sit through all of this. Okay, well, I do remember him.
It's a minute long, bro.
It's a minute long, just the pronunciation of the name.
That is actually kind of nuts.
No, let's see. I'm skipping around.
Well, so while Diego's doing that, something you've probably noticed if you're watching this video, I changed my channel art. It's all different now. Which I think it's the
it
first
doesn't
time
even
I've
say. There's no audio like of anyone saying it throughout this entire minute long video. Thanks.
Bless.
All right.
Yeah, but I got new art. I've been working on it. For a long time.
I remember you showing me like early versions of it like a long time ago.
Oh yeah. It got to the point where one night Tables and I were just like, "Do you want to just get it done?" And
Tables, of course, famous for being a guest on the 3rd episode of Cast and Chill. Yeah. That's his one moment of fame.
No, but yeah, I think it looks great. I made my new intro and outro with it. I've got everything updated: Twitch, Steam, YouTube.
And he's back to being a Minecraft YouTuber.
I made a Minecraft video that was also an update video, and I think it was a pretty good video.
All right.
I'm not gonna make any Minecraft Let's Plays. Let's make that clear right now.
I do just like how in the video you were like, oh, because Minecraft is kind of coming back, and I'm like, bro, it came back like in June of last year,
and it's still here, which is nuts.
I guess, yeah.
It made a complete resurgence.
Yeah, I mean, it was the anniversary, and PewDiePie did play it and stuff. Oh no, we mentioned PewDiePie. Oh man, our streak of not mentioning Disney or PewDiePie or Apple, it's gone. But yeah, I did notice that we didn't talk about it at all last. Did
we not? Wow, that's
I think we might have
in
passing mentioned Disney Plus or something like that, but it didn't. It wasn't a thing that we talked about during any of the podcast, if I remember. But yeah,
I'm trying to. Yeah, I don't know if we did or didn't last time, but it's whatever.
Yeah. So I guess in like what's been going on in the world in the meantime, I guess probably the biggest thing that's happened in the past 30 days is that for a second people thought that Kim Jong-un was dead.
Yeah, what happened with that?
So apparently he was like in people described it as like a vegetable state, like he basically wasn't just functional.
Oh damn.
And so he had again, I'm not an expert, so don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure that like he has an older brother. I don't know if he's still alive, but he at some point had an older brother, and he was supposed to take over after his dad passed away, but apparently he was deemed like too feminine, quote unquote, and so they kicked him out, and then it was Kim Jong-un, but he was like I don't know what the word to describe it is, but like while he was younger, he spent a lot of his time in like I want to say it was Switzerland, and he like grew up like watching American movies and like liking basketball and stuff like that. So he was a lot more open to the outside world than like say his dad or grandfather, who were a lot more conserved. And so he actually wanted after he passed away or abdicated, I don't know if you can do that or whatever, for it to be his sister that took over after him. And so it was kind of de facto her, and there was a lot of memes that came out of it. People comparing her to Azula from Avatar and all this stuff. But it turned out that in the end he was okay. So I didn't really follow up on like what exactly happened with him or why people thought that to begin with, but apparently he's okay now. So
I guess at the sort of heart of it, TMZ had tweeted out that he had died, and
is
a lot
that
of people
what it was?
Were like, yeah, and a lot of people were saying, well, TMZ, usually calls stuff like this, and TMZ. When you think of reputable news sources, the first thing that comes to mind is not TMZ.
I'll speak for yourself, Sam.
But you mentioned Azula. Did you ever watch The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy? Are you familiar with that show at all?
I mean, I would see it sometimes when it would be on TV, but I didn't like actively watch it.
So the voice, the woman who does the voice of Mandy is the same woman who does the voice of Azula.
That sounds about right.
So
Who also happens to be Kim's sister.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
I call it Kim's sister, but she's also named Kim. They're all Kim. I'm pretty sure that's the
isn't that how
family name.
like naming conventions work over there?
Yeah, something like that. I think like the last name is first, or the family name is
in Asian
first.
countries. I think in most Asian countries that's how it is.
Yeah.
Well, I say okay. I take that back. I've seen it done that way in Japan and I guess North Korea. So I guess I shouldn't say most Asian countries. That's really presumptuous of me.
Some Asian countries.
Some Asian countries.
But yeah.
Yes, that's.
Yeah. So it's just because I was on like talking about it with some people and they were like, "Oh, Kim's sister." I'm like, "You mean Kim?" Because they're all Kim. It's just Kim also sounds like such a normal name. It's just Kim, like.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was going on. But yeah, apparently it turns out that he's fine. I mean, whether or not that's a good or bad thing, I guess I'll leave that up to you. But
I mean, it's North Korea. I don't think we got to say much more.
Yeah.
Really quick, I do have an idea I want to bring up to our listeners. We're gonna probably be in quarantine for the foreseeable future.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd like, you can email us some funny quarantine stories. contact@castandchill.com. That's contact at CAST.
Might put it on the screen or maybe in the description.
Yep. Oh yeah. I'll do both. I mean the URL is usually on screen, but yeah. If you want to, like, I mean, if you have a funny story and you want to hear it read, you can send us an email. We'll probably make a tweet about this too.
Yeah, that actually wouldn't be a bad idea to have like a little segment where. I mean, I don't know if anyone is going to submit anything, but it'd be cool.
I mean, we could tell we could tell our friends to do it, and kind of not make a big deal about it, but give,
that's true.
Kind of stoke the fire type thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, we're gonna be in quarantine for the foreseeable future, so like, I don't want this to get to a point where it's just, hey, next podcast still in quarantine,
and then we're not. Wouldn't that be great though?
Well, I think it'd be funny if we had the stories to tell, and it was the first podcast we got out of quarantine.
Which is not. That's not going to happen, though.
That's not going to happen. Yeah, no, I mean, I think we're going to probably be here through June, which sucks.
Yep. Not to. Whatever. We're not going to get into that. But I will say though, as far as like my state specifically, Texas. So I don't know what genius thought it would be a good idea to be like, oh, you know what? We're going to start like a multi-phase process of slowly starting to open back up, and May 1st is actually phase 1, and
I think that's a global-ish process. I thought.
Well, global is not global, maybe national.
National. Sorry,
yeah.
My brain.
But no. It is. The one that I heard was, I know that it was for Texas. Maybe other states are also doing it, but I could have sworn that it was just a Texas thing because people were complaining that like they had these like phase 1 is going to be on this day and like phase 2 is going to be on this day, and it's like, well, by the time that we get to phase 2, it's going to have gotten so bad because of phase 1 that you're going to just enter complete lockdown.
You don't know that.
Well, I'm pretty sure at least like, and again, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure that like cases doubled.
Can that be the title of this episode? Don't quote me on this.
And don't quote me on that, but that's got to be it. Like, and don't quote me on that, but ...
I'm typing that in our chat so we don't forget it.
Okay. No, I'm pretty sure that like cases went up like higher than they had been before, just because people were like, oh, we're cool, like we're opening back up, and then like now this is going on, which is. I think that is going to be the way that it has to be done. It has to be a slow, because everyone. That's how it's going to be, anyways. I mean, even if like tomorrow they said we're open, sure there would be a lot of like dumb people that would just go out.
Here's the thing, right?
immediately.
The second they announce it's open, you're going to get idiots that run out and go and try and live their normal lives. So it's a kind of thing where it has to be a slow rollout so that the virus has less of a chance to spread.
Yeah, but who knows?
Who knows?
We shall see.
Yeah,
all I know is that I wanted to go on a trip to Houston in July with some friends because we were going to go. Well, we were going to go for one of their birthdays, and I opened up Snapchat like 2 days ago, and one of the friends is in Houston, and I'm like, what are you doing? First of all, we're in quarantine. Second of all, I thought we were gonna go like when this whole thing ended, and they were like, "Oh, sorry, like my cousin was gonna go like back with his family or whatever, and I wanted to come visit." And I'm like, "Okay," and they keep posting pictures of them just like doing just like stuff, but like obviously everything is closed. The roads are pretty empty, which is, I guess, convenient because Houston traffic, I'm not about that. But there's like nothing to do anyways. I don't know what the point was, but that's fun.
Yeah, there's a family vacation we're trying to take in June, and I don't know if we're gonna be able to go.
Where
and
were
we can't
you,
get we can't get our deposit back.
Oh damn, that sucks, dude.
Yeah. Well, so I don't know that for sure. It's looking like we're not gonna be able to.
Where, if you don't mind me asking, where were you gonna go?
It's Cape Cod, Massachusetts.
Huh. I think you talked about that, didn't you?
I mean, we go every year, so maybe.
Yeah, I do think I remember you mentioning something kind of like that. Well, maybe you mentioned it in the first podcast because that was in June.
Maybe it's possible.
You just come back.
So because when we had started the podcast, I was still, I think, doing my internship at a company, and right after that internship was slated to end was when I was going to go on vacation, and we did.
I think I do remember you talking about that. Maybe like it was between like 2 episodes or something like that. But
possible. Yeah.
But no, as far as like me, so as the school semester ended this past week, actually like a couple of days ago.
You had your final on Thursday, your last final on Thursday, right?
Yeah, it was a lot of it was, yeah, I mean, obviously just doing everything from home, and a lot of the stuff I had to send videos for, like final performances for like piano or for, voice lessons or all this kind of stuff. We did end up doing one of the whole like virtual choirs thing. It turned out okay. It was all right, but we were gonna do a lot more, but we were gonna do like 3 songs, but like 2 of them ended up not working, and so the teacher was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna do one, and then we just ended up doing the one, and that was it. And then a bunch of projects and stuff like that, but I'm done with it now, and I'm out at least until summer classes start because I got to do that to catch up. Because fun.
I got to start looking into grad school because I can probably realistically get enrolled in online classes but that window is definitely closing.
Yeah, it probably is.
It's probably already closed, but I'm still going to look because I still want to go to grad school.
For what?
Computer science, because there's not a lot of film jobs around here, and most comp sci jobs we don't want to hire you because you don't have a comp sci degree, even though you have a comparable portfolio, which I guess is fair. But
what is your actual specific degree?
It's a Bachelor of Science in Cinema and Photography. Is what my actual degree is.
All right, and I mean, I'm probably just dumb for not knowing this, but you don't need to have the bachelor of the same thing in order to be accepted into grad school?
It shouldn't. I took most of the entry-level computer science courses while I was still at college, so...
Okay.
I have an official transcript that can prove that, so...
Yeah, I'm just wondering because I've... Or go ahead.
No, yeah, I think... I might have to make kind of a stink about it. But, I took entry-level courses, especially if I, depending on what... if I want to take, a master in, web programming... Mm-hmm. I could probably waive the entry because I'm pretty good at that. I built castandchill.com by myself.
Hey.
So
there you go. Cast and Chill, building not only bridges but also resumes.
Yes,
that's gonna be our new tagline.
Actually, speaking of resumes, I got promoted at work.
Oh, really?
Yep. So one day I was on the phone with a customer, and there are these 2 people that work there that they interviewed me when I first applied, and they were cool dudes, and I got a call from them, and it was completely unprompted. I had no idea what was happening, but I was on the phone with a customer, so I was talking to this customer while the phone's it's not like a phone, it's like a what's it called? It's like
a Zoom call?
It's WebEx. It's called WebEx basically. So they call me in that.
Okay.
And I don't pick up, and they say, "Hey Sam, can you hop on with us?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, I'm on the phone with a customer. I will let you know when I'm free." They go, "Okay, cool." So I finish up with the customer. I'm nervous because I think I'm in trouble or something. Because everyone that works there is so bad at communicating.
Damn.
Imagine you're having a good day and you get a message that says, "Hey, we need to talk."
Yeah,
that's negative. Anyway, so they call me and they say, "We're not going to mince words. We want to promote you to this higher level of support." I'm like, wow, okay. And they're like, "It doesn't come with a pay raise yet, but we can talk about that. Once you're you know, it all settled in and everything. I'm like, can I have a week to think about it? It's like, you can have 24 hours. I'm like, damn.
I try.
So I talked to my parents.
I'll do 3.
I talked to my parents. I talked to my supervisor. I talked to, you know, a lot of people I work with, and I'm trying to get. It's like, they're saying it's a lot more work. It's a lot more intense work. But a lot of people said, but it's more rewarding, and you'll probably get a lot more out of the job. And I was like, you're right. So I took it. I got promoted. I spent the better part of, I guess 2 weeks ago now, closing out my active cases. It was a pretty nice week. I didn't have to work as hard as I usually do. So it was nice. But they were not kidding. These new cases are they're pretty challenging.
Huh.
But yeah, I mean, it's still basically the same job. It's just I'm doing what I do for like named companies now.
Like the same thing, just at a higher level, basically.
Yeah, but like for companies like Hershey and Adobe and Razer and AMD.
Do you get free products?
No, I'm pretty sure that'd be a huge conflict of interest. Yeah, I mean, so far it's
climbing the corporate ladder, Mr. Corporal Saturn.
Well, I mean, hopefully, I'm hoping that I can get, you know, a better job or a pay raise there.
All right.
Yeah,
no, real quick, just to backtrack like for a couple seconds. The reason why I was asking was because I've actually, like, especially over the past couple months, really been considering going to grad school for the same thing, for music, just because you can if you have a master's, you can teach AP classes in public schools.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that just a Texas thing, or because I've
don't
never heard that, so I don't know.
I don't want to talk about other states because I'm not sure, but I know at least for music specifically, typically you do need to have a master's to be able to teach AP, like AP music theory or AP music appreciation and stuff like that.
I think my high school used to offer. Yeah, we did, because I remember my teacher ranting on about it.
Yeah, and so it'd be cool. It's a lot of money, but
cool. Yeah.
But yeah, the other thing is that I would probably already be like working while I was doing it, like while I was doing the classes for that, in theory. Theory, like music theory. Anyways, yeah. You
mentioned something. I want to bring something that's actually kind of important that some of our listeners that are probably around our age probably want to know.
Go for it.
If you're signed up for autopay on your student loan payments, there's a good chance that they're frozen. So because most loan providers, they're saying, we're not going to charge any interest. But what they kind of hid was, if you're signed up for autopay, we're not going to automatically charge you anymore. So you're not. So basically, if you want to sign up for autopay again, you have to reactivate your interest.
You should probably be going in like every semester, anyways, just in case.
Well, it's not every semester. I mean, I have to check. It's every month.
Every
autopay is every month, and it's after you graduate. So
Wait,
if you're
really?
still in school, you're fine. Yeah.
Okay.
No, but I mean, yeah. So like when I graduated, I had to do loan counseling and all this stuff, and I got set up to do autopay.
I didn't understand what you were talking about for a second. I get it now.
Yeah, student loans.
My bad.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So and I set up to autopay a certain amount every month, and then I got an email saying, hey, we're gonna freeze interest, during Corona. I'm like, that's awesome. 0% interest. I'm gonna make huge dents. Damn. I went to check, and it didn't take any auto payments, so I went to re-enroll, and there at the very bottom it said, if you choose to re-enroll, we're going to reactivate your interest. I'm like, that seems real scummy.
That's fun.
But so I'm still paying them off. I paid off 3 of my 7 loans in full already.
Damn.
Yep.
That's really good.
Or
go ahead.
I was in a couple weeks. I'm gonna make a dent, because I mean the ones I paid off were all like under 2,000 or at 2,000. So basically my paycheck would just go right to that. So in like another week or so, I'm going to make a dent in one of the ones that are left. Probably one of the ones with the lowest amount, so I can get it out of my hair faster.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's at least some good stuff coming out of all this. Like, because I know like my university is also offering like a lot more aid to like all the students.
Yeah, it's great
during the summer and even going into the fall. Yeah. So,
just just be aware. Check always. I mean, I know it might be daunting to check on that stuff, but check on it, because you don't want to get if you want to make payments, now's the time to do it, because there's no interest. Yeah. Well, I guess it depends on your provider. Like Navient doesn't have interest right now.
It probably depends, but
I assume other reputable institutions like Sallie Mae also are probably doing something similar, but I don't know for sure.
All right. Well, I wanted to talk about something kind of funny that happened to me. It was actually a while ago. It was while we took like the break that we were going on. So I mentioned during the last podcast that I had back in February gone to San Antonio for TMEA, and a lot of people like from colleges like all over the state, music schools all over the state go, and all my friends are going, and obviously all of us are like broke college students, right? And it's a trip like all the way to San Antonio, and you got to stay at the hotel and all this type of stuff. So I have one friend that was trying to save up as much money as she could to be able to go, and she came in one day and she was like, "Hey Diego, like how much do you think that I could sell like an old original Game Boy for?" And I was like, I mean, I don't know, probably like not that much. And she was like, because I looked online and I saw some of them going for like $1,000, and I'm like, whoa.
Well, I mean, that's probably in their original package.
Yeah, and everything. And I'm like, I don't think that's how that works. And I'm like, is it like in the box? Is it sealed? Is it like, she was like, no, it's just a used one that I found.
It might be worth like $1.
Yeah, it might be worth like nothing. And I'm like, how much did you pay for it? She was like, oh, I only paid like, I don't remember the exact amount. I'm just going to throw something out there like, oh, I only paid like $25 for it or whatever. And I'm like, so then how are you expecting that you paid $25 for it, but then to turn around and sell it for $1,000? And she's like, well, no, because that's not how that works. Like I paid for it because I found it, but then I'm going to go and sell it and people online want it for more. And I'm like, that's not how that works. And we argued about it for so long, and I don't know how this was so hard to get across, but we ended up going to the choir director because he's like he plays like old school games, right? Like Nintendo 64, and like he has his fridge. He has a little mini fridge in his office, and it's like a Game Boy, which is kind of cool. And so we're like, let's go ask him, but he wasn't there. And so we had to like message him about it, and he was like, no, yeah, you're probably not gonna get much from it. He was like, no, I swear, dude, I went to eBay and I saw it for like this much. And I'm like, no. And she ended up not selling it for much. But that same person, actually completely unrelated, this was March 1. At
March 1?
Yeah, the 1st of March. At 1:10 in the morning, probably what day was March 1st? Was it it was a Sunday. Okay, that's not that bad, admittedly, but still, like it was at 1 a.m, right? And I just get a message out of nowhere. She's like, "Yo, Diego." And here's the thing: she always messages me asking for like homework for one specific class, right? Sure. And so I immediately replied, and I was like, "I haven't done the homework yet. If that's what you're gonna ask." And she's like, "No. I wanted to ask if you can help me sell Galaga." And I'm like,
"Huh?
What?" And she's like, "Yes, I bought it for $160, but I can't return it." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And she sends me a picture of a full ass arcade machine that is bigger than she is in her house. And I'm like, you just straight up bought an entire machine and now you want to get rid of it? And she's like, yes. And I was like, what do you want me to do? It's, I don't know, help me sell it. Like, do you know anyone that would want to buy it for like $160?
You can get probably more than $100 for that.
Yeah, but
it's
like
an original arcade cabinet?
No, but she had just bought it. The thing is, she just bought it that day. She bought it that day and then she wanted to return it. And I'm like, why did you first of all, it's 1 a.m. What are you doing that you came home with Galaga and now you want to get rid of it? And she's like, it turns out that what happened was that she saw it at like the mall or whatever, and she bought it, brought it home, and then her mom didn't want it. And so she was like, you got to go return it. And then she tried to take it back and they wouldn't take it back. So then she tried to sell it. She was trying to get me to help her find someone to buy it from her.
I mean, she's going to have to try Craigslist or eBay or something. If that's an original cabinet.
I think she ultimately ended up selling it, but it's just, I don't know. It was just a funny situation, I guess.
That is kind of funny.
So yeah, that was that. You all right?
Yeah, no, that's just...
I was at the mall with some friends and I found like on the side of the store, there was like a backpack that was shaped like an original Game Boy, and I took a picture of it and I sent it on the group chat and I was like, oh, look guys, $1,000 backpack. And everyone was like, ha. But,
you're mean.
What can I say? Anything else going on with you, or has that pretty much been it?
I mean, I can't think of anything really major. I pre-ordered Xenoblade. I'm excited for that. I'm getting a lot of news about that.
Oh yeah, awesome. You did talk about that last.
I'm dummy excited for it.
Yeah, as far as like games and stuff, so ever since the last episode that we did, the Final Fantasy VII Remake came out. I've been playing that, and I have some opinions on it. And I don't want to go like full in depth here, like talk about specific details. But you don't care if I spoil it, right, Sam?
I don't care.
Okay, if anyone cares about FF7 spoilers, then I guess
same
skip
story,
ahead.
Right?
That's the thing, though. That's the thing. So it's mostly the same game for the most part, except they added these like what look like Harry Potter Dementors, basically, that are they just appear every now and then, and no one knows what's going on with them, right? But they just happen to appear, and then at the end of the game, you find out that they had actually been appearing every time that something was going to happen differently from the original, because they're there to quote unquote preserve fate, and any time that the plot was gonna diverge from what happened in the original game, they showed up and made sure that what was supposed to happen happened, because, and I'm not making this up, they came here from the future because Sephiroth time traveled back in time with them, and then they kill them, therefore defying fate and breaking loose from the chains of the original story, now opening the path for them to do whatever they want in the future games. And also, like, 5 people that were supposed to die didn't die.
Who were the 5 people?
It's just Zack and some of the Avalanche characters.
Wait,
and
Zack's not dead?
No, and then the Avalanche people lived, and then it's also hinted that Aerith is not going to die in the future.
No, you can't. That's a huge part of Cloud's character arc.
Well, yeah, because Sephiroth and Aerith are the 2 that know about the future, because I guess they traveled back. I don't know, man. All I know is that it's really dumb, and a lot of people are like surprisingly okay with it. And if you like that kind of stuff, that's cool. But like, I just wanted them to remake the game. I don't know why they had to go and do this.
It's a Jesse, Wedge, and Big. They're all alive.
Yeah. Well, the only one that we specifically see is Biggs, but I don't know why he would live and the other ones wouldn't. But yes, they're alive. And then, like I said, Zack is alive. And the reason why I say that it's hinted that Aerith doesn't die is because they have a flash forward where when they're fighting those Dementor things to like a bunch of stuff that hasn't happened yet. And one of the scenes that they flash to is when Aerith is putting down, or when Cloud is putting down Aerith's body into the water. And immediately after, that's when they kill those things and therefore defy fate. So I guess they're like kind of, ending that and being like, no, that's not going to happen now. We're going away from that. But I guess who knows at the end of the day. It's weird. I don't know.
It is weird. That is kind of dumb and weird.
But that's what they chose to do. So that is what we live with now. This is the reality. Unlike in the game where it's the different reality, but whatever.
That's kind of interesting, I guess. How is the player supposed to know that?
Well, that's the thing that I kind of don't like about it either, is that if you don't have the context of the original game, if you're just playing this for the first time, you would have no way of knowing that. Like, people are just going to play it and they're going to think, oh yeah, this is just how the original FF7 must have also just been weird. Where, like, it's not. And, like, they spoil a lot. I mean, it is weird, don't get me wrong. But they also...
boss fights take, like, 8 years.
Yeah, because they got to pad out... That's also one thing I didn't like about it. They padded out a lot of the game into way more than it should have. Just because they set an arbitrary limit for themselves on where they were going to end this first part. But a lot of like late game stuff that should not have been talked about in this one just gets completely spoiled. So like throughout the entire Midgar section, you're never even supposed to see Sephiroth, and in this one he shows up to taunt Cloud like every 5 seconds, and then you have a boss fight with him at the end of this. So like you already kind of defeated Sephiroth, and it's only the first part. And they also talk about the whole plot twist with Cloud's memories being fake. They just kind of offhand mention it, even though that was like
Hojo. Is it just? I don't know. Doesn't Hojo just make a passing remark?
Yeah, he talks about it, but
That's
they
not
also
really talking about it. Like,
they also hint at it too. Like there's a lot more like flashes of like Cloud like seeing stuff that is kind of weird. I don't know. I guess it's not outright saying it, but I still think that
I wouldn't, unless you have the context of the original. I wouldn't call with what Hojo says specifically. I wouldn't say that that's like a spoiler.
All right,
I say that's more of like a why would he say that?
I guess. But in general, I mean, the gameplay was really fun. I'll give it that.
It did look fun. Yes.
Yeah, no, it's one of the most fun games that they've put out in a while. But yeah, I don't know why they had to do that with the story. It's just kind of weird. I mean, maybe it'll turn out good, but like even if it is good, it's still like at its core not really going to be FF7, which is kind of weird because then people are like
they didn't take out cross-dressing Cloud.
They didn't, and I guess that's all that matters at the end of the day. Right?
I guess so.
But yeah, have you been playing anything else? Still playing Animal Crossing or?
Yeah, still playing Animal Crossing. I started a challenge on my Twitch channel, which was kind of fun.
Oh yeah, I was there when the person suggested it in the chat, right?
Yep, yeah. So basically, the challenge is I have to beat Pokemon Emerald with Pokemon that are only 4 times weak. There are a couple additional stipulations, like the Pokemon all have a finite amount of lives. I can't catch Pokemon to replace. Like if I get a Gyarados and it dies, I can't catch a new Magikarp or a new Gyarados. Pokemon that become 4 times weak are you can catch those, but like you can't use them on like in story events or trainer battles until they become 4 times weak. It's kind of easy so far. I think I just need to be more careful. Otherwise, it's been pretty easy so far.
Isn't there like $100 on the line?
There's also a monetary prize. I think I'm gonna get that 100. No, but I am gonna try and get a YouTube video out of it though.
Yeah, so there you go.
Make one of those like crappy, like not like clickbait, but like like it's like people are gonna stumble across the video.
You're gonna,
I'm gonna make
all
it,
caps.
I'm gonna make it very clear
Pokemon,
at the beginning.
I beat Pokemon Emerald with only 4 times weak Pokemon, all caps, and then like a crying face in the thumbnail.
Well, so one of the things that bugs me about those kinds of videos is the answer to the question is yes. Yes, you can. You just have to know what you're doing.
Well, it's not can I beat it, it's I beat it. You're just making a statement.
No, I'm gonna call it can I.
Okay, so then you're pissing yourself off.
I'm feeding into the problem, but I'm gonna make it very clear at the beginning of the video. It's like, yes, you absolutely can. But, and then I'm gonna, go into all these things,
That's it. You just say but, and then you cut to the beginning of the highlights, and that's it. It's just the rest of the video.
Well, I mean, I kind of wanted to make like an actual analytical video going over, like what parts are easy, what parts are challenging, things you can do to make it more challenging for yourself. Because I think ultimately, I think it's gonna be pretty simple. Right. I don't think it's. I think I'll be able to do it, and I'm trying to make it harder for myself.
Okay. So it wasn't enough of a challenge for you. You
No, I mean, because just beating it with 4 times Pokemon, that's not. I mean, well, Gyarados is useless. Okay. It doesn't learn a single flying move, and its level up moves are trash in Emerald.
Damn.
So Gyarados is completely useless.
Fun.
I might try the same challenge with other games. Make it, just try and make it harder.
You gotta beat the whole series like that, start to finish.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'll probably do like maybe Heart Gold, Soul Silver that way.
All right, because I don't think that you mentioned this. I mean, I mentioned it, but it is Pokemon Emerald that you're doing.
Yes. I'm doing this with Pokemon Emerald. Sorry, I don't think I mentioned that.
Sam just assumes that Emerald is the default Pokemon.
well, no. I'm scatterbrained, and I thought that I had mentioned it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But yeah, there was I wanted to mention this on the last episode, but I guess I forgot to mention it. Little off topic, but back at the end of last semester, back in like December, the person that's kind of like in charge of like registration for for the music school, sent out an email. And she sent it out to the people that were not registered for classes for the next semester, right? To kind of remind them like, hey, you're not registered yet. If you plan to, then maybe you should. And so she put like, hey, students, I noticed you haven't registered for spring 2020 classes. Please let me know if you have any questions, blah, blah, blah. This has to be the stupidest email chain that I've ever been a part of in my entire life. Some motherfucker hit
reply all, didn't they?
Well, here's the thing. She didn't email it to the people that hadn't registered for classes. She emailed it to the entire School of Music, all 500 people. And people started reply alling. I haven't. I think I did. Can you confirm? Another email. Me too. I thought I already registered. Another email. I'm sure I did. Another email. I remember registering as well. Another email. I'm pretty sure I registered. Another email. I did as well. Another email. Just a public service announcement. Don't press reply all. People ignore it. Another email. I registered as well. Another email. I think we all registered. Another email. I'm sure I registered as well. It keeps going.
Okay.
Another email. I'm sure I registered as well. Has there been a conflict? Another email. I'm graduating. Another email. I'm registered already as well. Another email. Don't press reply all. Please personally email her. Another email. I have already. Can you check mine too? Another email. Hi, Norma, because that was her name. I hope you're having a super great day.
Bruh.
Another email. Fellow students, you may reply personally to Norma. When you reply all, every single person in the conversation gets your email. Thanks. Another email. When will people learn not to click reply all? Another email. It says I'm already registered. Another email. There are 500 people getting these messages. Please do not press reply all. Another email. Guys, check out my SoundCloud. Another email. Please read and reply to her personally. Another email. Lol. Another email. Can you all not press reply all? Please don't spam with dumb comments. Another email. I want to leave this group. Another email. Stop replying. 500 plus people's emails are exploding. Another email. Everyone please just reply to her personally. Another email. Follow me on Instagram, and then a link. Another email.
What's the name of your university? What's the domain of your university?
I'll be right there. And then another email. Can you guys be a bit more mature about this? You're literally making my email app drag, and it does. It lags every single time that I open up this chain. And like throughout the entire school, you could just hear people's phones going off every 2 seconds. And then finally, like 2 hours later, after this whole thing started, she replied and she was like, "Oh hey, sorry, I sent it to everyone by accident. My bad."
So. Yeah, people need to learn how to not click reply all. That's just stupid.
That was like a day though. That was a thing.
Second, it's not. I don't think it's entirely the user fault, because the default action for whatever fucking reason on email clients now is to hit reply all.
It's on Outlook is what they use.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Yep. I don't know why. But Outlook account-based email, the default action is reply all. Why?
I've noticed that too. Yeah, sometimes I have to go in and like.
And you can change it in your settings. Like if you go to like the gear
really?
at the top right, and then view all Outlook settings, it's somewhere in there.
I did not know that.
Good Lord.
But yeah,
so much of my job is that. But God, please don't hit reply all. For the love of God, do not hit reply all.
And I'm like, dude, I'm never getting rid of that email chain. It was December 10 that it happened, and I still have it. I'm not getting rid of it.
Did you say it lags your phone?
Well, it does when I open up the chain, and it did while they were coming in. But now it's fine. It's just whenever I open up the actual chain that it starts to slow down a bit. But it's okay now. But yeah. I mean, they're music majors, not computer majors, for a reason, I guess. But,
you don't need to be a computer major to not hit reply all.
Don't worry about it.
I am worried about it.
I actually
People
do wonder.
Are stupid.
I do wonder if the two dudes got like any Instagram or SoundCloud followers out of it. The best part, dude, is that the dude was like, "Follow me on SoundCloud," and then he put like the surfer bro like hand thing emoji, but he didn't link to it at all. We're just expected to know like what his thing is.
But the thing is, but there's someone that's like, wait, what is this dude's SoundCloud? They probably looked up his name.
Honestly, I would have, but I didn't because I didn't care.
Damn.
I do wonder if they got any
clout
out of it. Yeah. But yeah, it's just one simple little error like that can cost like an entire thing. It's just hilarious.
Yeah, it can kill productivity.
Yep.
100%.
But yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I got like for this week or for
me too.
Episode.
I mean, I think I'm out of stuff. You don't want to drag it on too long.
Is this might actually then be the shortest episode that we've done?
No, we're coming up on. I think our shortest one is
the shortest. The shortest one was the previous one actually, which was 50 minutes, and we're at about 50 minutes right now. So it's give or take.
I'm gonna check Spotify right now.
Go for it. I mean, I'm on the YouTube page.
Oh, you've already got it. Okay, then yeah, you could probably get hold up.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm good to wrap up if you are.
Yeah.
All right, so this has been the Cast and Chill podcast, the only podcast to be interrupted by an ice cream truck during quarantine. I've been your host, Sam.
And I've been Diego.
Join us next time when Diego juggles plates that have hot dogs on them, but then he gives those hot dogs to the homeless because he's a good person.
Damn straight. All right.
Psych!
See you guys. Oh.